What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of season 3 in the Dialed In Show. How you doing, Steven?
I'm good. It sucks because not sucks, but we're taping today. It's election day in Texas, so we'll have to talk about the results next week because we tape on Tuesdays, we post on Wednesdays. But I'm doing good, just in the final stretch of work things. How are you?
Good. Another day in Decatur, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm good. Things are going well, I guess.
So how would you react? There was an incident in Wisconsin. A suspect hijacked an ambulance and a patient was still in the back of it. I don't know why this person took the ambulance, but sent police on like a 18-mile, 40-minute chase, and a patient was still in the back. If you were the patient, what do you think was going through their mind?
Man, I couldn't imagine. I don't know what the patient's issue was, like why they were going to the hospital.
Right.
I don't know if it was a life or death situation or they just had a stomach ache. I don't know. But I would be freaking out. I'm like, can you please just drop me off at the hospital and then you keep going? Like, because why are you kidnapping? You did kidnap.
That probably is a kidnapping charge.
Yeah. But why are you trying to, what they call it? Steal a ambulance? Like, how you figure they're not gonna find this big old box? That's crazy. Now,
go ahead.
I think certain things like this, and I know, especially due to the climate, people not gonna agree with me.
Oh Lord.
I think certain things like this, once they finally got him, that police officer, not as in like break his bones type of way, but that police officer should have legally been able to just whip his tail. Because why are you doing that? That makes no sense.
It says a suspect hijacked an ambulance while, again, like I said, while paramedics were treating a patient. Officers pursued the vehicle for 40 minutes. Benjamin Feltz was taken into custody without injury to himself or the patient. He now faces multiple charges, including vehicle theft. Now, I think when I was reading this, I think like an EMS worker was in the back too and like got out though.
Man, look, they like, I can walk. I'm not about to ride with him. Listen, I think what if the person had died? Now, you about to be charged with kidnapping, you about to be charged with wrongful death or murder or whatever. That's just that person, he had to have been stupid.
It says 2 paramedics were initially in the patient's compartment with the patient secured on the gurney when the unidentified person jumped in the driver's seat. One paramedic jumped out and attempted to engage the unknown person, while the second paramedic attempted to prevent the vehicle from being moved. That second paramedic was forced to exit once their safety was compromised. What about the safety of the patient?
Who was on a gurney? Not have been mobile.
Dang, can you? I couldn't even imagine. Like,
this is where some criminals don't think, because you're kidnapping. That's a completely different charge. That's crazy.
Maybe they were asleep. Maybe they were unconscious, and so they don't even know what happened.
It's a waste of taxpayer dollars going around the town on a wild goose chase, chasing an ambulance. Man.
Our dear Atlanta Hawks, they are good with marketing. I'll put it like that. They know how to. If the team sucks, we still have people talking about us. People who have visited Atlanta or hear about Atlanta, you know about Magic City, or at least you've heard about Magic City. The Hawks are having Magic City Monday on March 16th. The hoodie, I'm not gonna lie, it looks cool. It looks cool. Your thoughts about this partnership with their neighbor down the street?
I feel, this is just me, and maybe I'm a pastor or whatever. I feel it's slightly inappropriate. Now, aren't they playing Magic?
Yes, they're playing the Orlando Magic. Yes.
Yeah. So they kind of, but still, I think it's slightly inappropriate. Anybody who has any sense, they are literally talking about a strip club. That is what it is. So
that is what it is.
I guess what I'm saying, okay, you're gonna have children.
I don't think children are gonna have the Magic Monday hoodie.
Why not? A parent who don't care, or a parent who's they're just walking through and they say, "Oh, look, that's a cool hoodie. Let's buy that." And then you got these these 10-year-olds wearing these Magic Monday hoodies on Monday, and they jump around, take a picture and everything. Basically, you're supporting. Magic City probably not getting no money out of it because it's not saying Magic City.
Yes, and the bottom of it has the Magic City logo on it. Very small on the bottom.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
it says Magic City on the front. On one arm is the Hawks logo. On the other arm is a peach basketball, and on the very bottom is like a little square, and it's the Magic City logo.
I just don't think 12-year-olds need to be supporting Magic City. That's just
so me. You wouldn't have a problem if kids didn't get it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have a problem if this was just. I mean, I doubt they're giving kids Magic City hoodies.
Are the hoodies free?
I really don't know.
I was if they free, then I'm going to the game on Monday.
The Hawks said Hawks to celebrate Atlanta's iconic cultural institution, Magic City, during the team's Magic City Monday game against the Orlando Magic on May 16th.
On May 16th?
I meant March 16th.
Oh.
I'm trying to see, like, it said Magic City Kitchen will serve 2 versions of their world famous lemon pepper wings. Their wings are very famous. As part of the collaboration, the Hawks Shop has teamed up with Magic City to release a limited edition Peachtree themed hoodie. Across the front, bold letters Magic City. The peach on the sleeve. I wonder how much this is going to cost.
So here's what I'm getting at. And they are doing what I thought they was going to do. It's just going to be in the store. Yes, there are going to be children that go in there and buy that hoodie.
Well, they're not going to buy it. They're out to ask their parent to buy it.
Well, them little white boys and stuff, they be having money. They go in there and buy they can go get it. I think it just shouldn't be sold to children. That's my only thing. Because and I would feel better if it was just a play on words and Magic City stuff wasn't actually.
I think if it just said Magic Monday, that's a little different than saying Magic City.
Yeah, I think that would have been better. But it literally says Magic City, so that's. I don't think children should be wearing that. Now, the more we talk about it, I want one, but I just don't think children should be wearing that.
I will agree with you on that point. I don't think children are going to be wearing it though. I really don't think children are going to.
I can't wait till the picture come out with a little white boy wearing. He's saying, "Look, he's gonna be so happy." Look, he gonna have
what they got to do with white black? If you're just saying children shouldn't wear it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be a little white boy, is what I'm saying. But yeah, because then and he might not even know what it is. He don't know what it. He just see Magic.
And you know what? If this was like the Magic City Classic with A&M and State. Now, let's say if it was in Birmingham, that would make sense having something that said Magic City, because you could say, "Oh, we're talking about this is Birmingham is the Magic City."
Correct.
But
I think it looks cool. I want one.
It does look cool.
I want one. I'm considering going to the game now. It looks cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
So I mean, but I wonder how much it is. So I mean, I don't know.
Probably $100.
I've been outside of Magic City many a times. I've been because it's right there when you. I've been outside. Right there. Yeah, very small building. It looks small from outside.
All right. So news people have bloopers all the time. This anchor and a weather person kind of. There's a little clap backing. She was kind of like saying it was gonna rain. It wasn't gonna rain. He was like, "My forecast is gonna rain." She called him annoying. Do you think the little back and forth was appropriate for on TV?
The only reason, two things: the producers or whatever they cut to like a image, so you couldn't see them anymore. Majority of this conversation, you could not see their faces. So I think that was helpful. But you could tell in the tone of the weatherman's voice, I think he was serious.
Oh, he was serious. He felt some type of way.
Yeah, he was upset. And he's like, "You never listened to me." And she said, "You're boring." And it's just like, yeah. So I think because he was serious, it was inappropriate for her. I think it was inappropriate. Now, I think if y'all cool like that and you just playing around and on both sides are playing, cool. But you basically are on TV arguing.
Now I will ask this, and I just always have to be devil's advocate just so that we don't agree on every single thing on the show. Is it not kind of just them showing their personalities by if she think he boring, she called him boring?
No. Well, and I would argue that they probably have prior history
Mm-hmm.
issues because he was being too sensitive.
Yeah.
Like she never would have got to the you're boring part. All she said was at the beginning something like, well, we don't have anything in the next few days. Is something coming later in the weekend? And he was like, I literally just said we do have something coming in. He just got offended.
Yeah, he did. So something has happened in the past where it's like, do you think? I mean, how? Okay, and we've talked about this off camera. How that was different, but how to yourself, like how being yourself, should a news person be on TV? Like y'all say we like put on a fake voice and stuff. I don't, but I don't. Do I put
all
on
of
fake
y'all
voice?
do. All of y'all do. I don't know when it doesn't. What's annoying is when y'all talk y'all news voice in regular conversation. It's 8:30 a.m. I can't do it, but however y'all do but yeah, y'all do have news. I think your personality should show, but at the same time, I feel journalists and all that kind of stuff, unless you're specifically working for an organization or your own platform where you are just openly for one political party, for example. But outside of that, I think if you're a journalist, whatever, you should be very, very neutral. You should.
I mean, like in like how you talk, your delivery, or
well, yeah, but I'm saying, but sometimes even in that, it could come across, and not just politics, anything. It could come across that you favor some things more than other things.
That's true.
That's human nature, but you're still supposed to be neutral. I shouldn't feel like, because I think now certain things, especially on the national ones, like the big ones, like the Good Morning America stuff like that, you get to know these people, and you know that I'm just making this up. You know that one of them loves chocolate. You know, it just comes up all the time. Anytime chocolate is mentioned, they love chocolate. I don't see anything wrong with that, but I think even there are people, because there are different cultures and stuff, leave certain things alone.
What you mean?
Just, I think so. I don't know his name, but that weatherman, he's easily offended. I think certain things, just let them go. So, like, I don't know, it's popped in my head. There's multiple things. Some people put ketchup in the refrigerator, some people don't. Okay, so if that is a segment that comes up, I honestly don't care if you put yours in the refrigerator or not. I don't, but I'm not about to. That's not about to lead to something else. I think a different question should also be: should y'all be sensitive or not? If somebody says or does something you disagree with, should you react? And I think the answer is no.
I got you.
No. I mean, they can't just like call you an N-word.
Well, yeah, that's totally different.
Well, but yes, they can. I think if you if you was interviewing somebody, especially if it's an elected official.
Oh, you're saying like if it happened in my line of work, like
yeah. I don't think you should. So let's just say you was interviewing some state representative in Texas, and for some reason you made him mad, and he called you an N-word. I don't think you should react to that. I think you should just take it on chin and play the video on TV.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But don't.
But you're saying the journalist shouldn't react though.
No, but nowadays I think they do.
Depending on who you talking about, yeah.
but no.
Talking about reaction, so video has come out from the depositions that former President Bill Clinton and former First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton had in reference to these Epstein files. The Epstein files is something that people have been talking about a lot, including some Republicans who have, still believe that everything is not out, all the details are not out. So the former president, Bill Clinton, has been photographed in some of the images that were released. And so they questioned Hillary first, him, separately. and Hillary got kind of heated at times. One video that's been playing a lot was, I guess they agreed to be, allegedly the Clintons wanted the hearing to be public. And the committee, which is led by Republicans, was like, no, we're going to do private hearings. So I forgot if it was Lauren Boebert or Nancy Mace. One of them took a picture of her and was posting a picture on social media when you weren't supposed to do it. And Hillary, well, the lawyer brought it up. And Hillary snapped. Do you think her reaction, we're talking about reactions, was warranted? Or
I think to me, it wasn't a big enough deal to react like that. It felt to me like, don't give them something to replay or to say you were being difficult. Don't even give them that bait. I think that she could have just let it go. Yeah, they should not have done it. The agreement was this is going to be private. Nothing's going to come out until after. No, you shouldn't be taking a picture. And whoever it was, she said, I'll take it down. And Hillary was like, no, I'm done. But then she said, for now. She knew what she was saying. Yeah. So I think, to me, she's, again, you don't have to react to everything. You know, you're being recorded video. You know, I'm just not about to give you something to use against me, because they're going to play it on certain news outlets. Yeah. I was about to name one.
You saying Fox?
Oh yeah, I just didn't want to say where you work, but I know you don't work for that one. But I think they all together.
Yeah, same people sign my check. Yeah,
yeah. So Fox would take that and make it seem as if she went and she was being difficult,
right,
and not play the whole thing. That wait a minute, no, they weren't agreeing to following what they agreed. Allegedly, we don't know what they agreed to. So I just think that she just sit there and answer the questions. Now, what was funny? I don't know if you've seen it. Our one of our great presidents, all of them are great. Well, I mean, not really the ones that own slaves and stuff, but all of them, you know, we respect the office. Did you see the video? If not, I gotta send it to you. Bill Clinton smiling while he was looking at the pictures, and his lawyer took them from him, and he tried to take them back. I'm like, he acting like a little kid.
Was that the one where he got the question about the back rub?
I don't know what the question was, but
it was a question about back rub, and he was kind of like smiling.
He was just cheesing.
I think that's just how he looks.
No. He said, I ain't seen this picture before. He said, I remember that. He said that was the day before me and Monica was in the Oval Office. He said, I remember that. He said, now my memory going, but you show me these pictures, it come back. But it was just hilarious to me because she took it from him. He was like, he was trying to take it back. And then she took it again. She like, man, he
said he's trying to jog his memory so that he can accurately and honestly give a response.
And then he sit back smiling. he sat
there with his glasses. He sat there, he said,
yeah, just like that. Look, these Epstein files are something else, man. Yet last night, and I mean, you don't have this on the rundown, so maybe you don't talk about it, so I won't talk about it, but I just got to get to a point. Last night, I was watching all this stuff on Iran, whatever you call it. And
Iran.
And there's this professor in Iran who, it was a British news network that was interviewing him. But he supports the regime. Long story short, he says this, all this stuff that's taking place, he said this is the biggest mistake of Donald Trump's life. And he's saying it kind of like in his accent, which, well, I can't say that, but I say which made it kind of more funny to me. And then he said, no, it's not the biggest, it's the second biggest. The first biggest are the Epstein files.
Oh.
Look, I said, not the Iranians keeping track of the Epstein files too. I'm like, dang.
I am shocked that, and let's be very clear, things happen to people and that should not have happened. I'm shocked that it's still being talked about so much. And it's some of the Republicans who have pissed Trump off and stuff because they're still pushing it, because Trump, every time he's asked about it now, he said, oh, I've been exonerated and yada yada yada. People still don't think all the files are out. A lot of redactions. I'm just shocked that it's still being talked about. Not that it should not be talked about. I'm shocked that it still has the energy that it has. And part of it, like you were mentioning, with the professor or other people have said, as to, I mean, they kind of set themselves up for this because, day one, oh, we're going to release the files day one and me in office and all this stuff. And it didn't. And you needed a order to release it and all that jazz. So, yeah, it's interesting. Sticking with politics. Uh, this week, candidates in Georgia filed to get on the ballot for the primary in Georgia. And it's kind of it's interesting because we don't do it like this in Texas, but like all the candidates are at the Capitol to, file and all that stuff. So a congressman who's you live in his district now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Was it Representative Scott?
David Scott.
He's 80 years old. Now I've never seen him get pushed around in a wheelchair. He was in a wheelchair when he went to sign to get on the ballot, trying to seek another term. A younger man is running against him. Tried to greet him. They just kept pushing him by. He didn't speak to him. News stations were talking about that there's been questions about the congressman's health and age and trying to stay in office. Last week we talked about him being asleep at the State of the Union. Some other people were asleep too. What do you think just of the optics of it? I'm going to segue to a bigger question of, do you think this is just one of those times in politics where we're going to start seeing some younger people come in? I mean, same thing is happening here in Texas where a young guy just won a congressional seat running against an older member of Congress, Al Green. Again, taping this on Tuesday, but chances are he's going to beat Al Green today. So we'll have to talk about that next week. But one, just first, your reaction of the optics of Scott in a wheelchair. I mean, that doesn't give a sense of youth.
So I think, okay, one, we talk about optics, and then two, we can talk about what I really feel about the broader situation. Mm-hmm. One, optics. Man, I don't care if he was going to have to sit in an Epsom salt bath for the next 24 hours. He should have found a way to walk in there.
Agreed.
You should have, even if you had a cane, like Al Green.
Agreed.
You was just going to be hurting after. Like, ain't no way. They said I was reading one of the articles that apparently last year he was in a wheelchair when he did this very same day, but he called a photographer an SOB for taking a picture.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because he understands this don't look good.
Yeah, it don't look good.
So I just think that some kind of way, even, or you was gonna get a picture of me in a wheelchair outside.
Right.
Once I got in that door, I'm walking. I'm not about to, because it's now outside. You could easily have said it's a long distance to the parking and all that kind of stuff. Hell, I wish somebody pushed me from the thing. So I think for optics, it looks bad in his team, unless maybe he just literally could not walk. That's
another issue if you can't walk.
Well, I mean, I think the issue is, all right, we now need an explanation, because are you handicapped now? And if so, okay, cool, but say that. Don't, So here's my other thing, and no, people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say. Especially older people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say. I think there are enough competent, capable people, and the nuances of what I'm about to say would be so very complicated, and it's not gonna ever happen. But I think there needs to be caps and limits that are put in place with certain things.
Some people are pushing for term limits and all this. Well, see, and we've had this conversation. There's a difference between term limits and saying, oh, if you're 80, you can't be in office. Because what if I'm 75 and get elected for the first time?
Right.
So are you pushing that you think there should be term limits, or pushing that there should be an age limit?
That's why I said it would be so nuanced. I think it's both and not one or the other. I think, okay, if you come in at 75, that's not my fault that you wait till you're 75. The cap is 80, so you can only serve 1 or 2 terms. Like once you're 80, you got to step down. And really, I think it should be a little lower than 80, to be honest with you. but I'm what I'm saying is, and the only reason I'm saying that is because there are enough capable people, competent people
Mhm.
across the country to fill these roles. So it's not like the only people that can do it are people that are in their 60s and 70s and 80s. That's not true. There are
So
people that are 30s and 40s and 50s.
to push back, the older candidates will say, "Okay, so run against me and beat me," and they're not beating them.
But I think the issue is, okay, well, what have you done for me lately? What are you can no longer sit through, and he could try and argue he did it on purpose, went to sleep in
Mhm.
State of Union.
Yeah.
But no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Your medicine's kicking in, it's past your bedtime and all this kind of stuff. No, you didn't. The To me, you can't sit through a 3 hour, not 3 hour, however long the State of the Union was,
Mhm.
148 minutes or something. You can't sit through that. You can't walk into the state capitol to file to run again. You can't.
Mhm.
You're no longer. Maybe you do have the mental. This was the whole Joe Biden argument.
Right.
Maybe he does have the mental clarity to make a decision, or especially in his case, just vote with everybody else. It's quite
Mhm.
easy. But I just think there's too much going on. And here's the thing about it: we have an 80-something-year-old president who, well, I mean, somebody might disagree with this, but who does have a sharp mind, who
Mhm.
is physically able to do the job. I
Yeah.
mean, they saw a rash on his neck the other day. I don't know what that's about. But what I'm saying is, you just because he's able, he's an anomaly. Just because he's able, don't mean, oh, okay, all these other 80-something-year-old people can do it. No, you can't.
Mm.
And so
Well,
Everton,
go
the
ahead.
guy who's running against him, that's one of his biggest things, is that this man can no longer do the job. Thank you for your service, but
Yeah.
sit down. And then the sad thing about situations like this, David Scott and others, you have the opportunity to hand it to somebody
Oh,
else.
yeah. Mhm.
Why not do that? It's
Because
like this.
when you get that power, when you get that title, it's hard to let it go, man. It's hard to let
It's
it go,
sad.
and you see that with politicians all over the place.
Yeah.
And okay, and to transition before we close, I mean, I was with John Cornyn. He's seeking a fifth term in the Senate. Senate terms are 6 years.
Yeah.
And he's been asked about his age because one of his opponents keeps talking about the age, and he was like, "Well, it's interesting. You keep sucking up to Trump." He was saying this about one of his opponents, but no one questions Trump's age, not those Republicans who are super supportive of the president.
Yeah.
And Cornyn said to me, he said, "I'm a lot more effective in 2026 than I was when I got in office in 2002," which is an interesting. I get what you're saying, like
Mhm.
yeah, you might have been in office 25 years, but I really
Mhm.
ain't got no power until last year.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, people can spin it how they want to spin it.
Yeah.
For age, oh, is wisdom, or, but yeah, I think depending on the scenario, if you're not fit for office, you're not fit for office.
Yeah. But I think that gets more, I think it's easier to just set limits and stuff, because
Mhm.
then if it gets into, are you fit? Well, who's testing this? What's the
Correct.
criteria?
Correct.
Now you talking about discrimination and all kind of
Well,
stuff.
some people
Whereas
may say setting the age is discrimination.
it's age discrimination.
Yeah,
Okay, well, wait a minute. You got that gum age limits for when somebody can become president or
that is true.
whatever.
That is
So
true.
why it's on one end? Why can't it be on the other end? And I think this is just me throwing this out. I think for senators and representatives, it should cap at 12 years. That's 2 Senate
Mhm.
terms and 6 representative terms.
So you would
12
probably
years.
like Virginia. You know, Virginia, the governor can only serve one term.
I think that's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
One term. Sometimes you can't get enough done in one term.
That is true. Okay. And so, to a long time politician's point, they may say, hell, James Clyburn, been in Congress
Mhm,
forever. And he may
mhm.
say, I haven't really been able to do real effective work until the last 10 years. And I've been in
Yeah,
Congress 30 years. You know what
and
I'm
I think
saying?
that's
So,
probably a true statement. But I
okay.
think
So you can't have both.
But what I'm saying, I think the system, it would change because the system changes.
Hmm.
We now, you just got a pipeline of, we've got fresh people, not every year. I think that's crazy
Mhm.
too. But I just don't think it should be. that you've been here for 40 years. That the country is not the same. The country's not the same. I think right now where we are, all these people that's over 75 need to retire. Just because I also think part of the reason why these people are unable to have power or success or whatever until they get older is because people stay so long. So by the time, think about like somebody like Hakeem Jeffries. By the time he's wasting years of his life, waiting on these old people to fall away. So I think if there was more of a revolving door, then people would be able to get to the top at a younger age. But you can't. These old guards stay there till they are unable to,
because they don't let go of the power. All right, to end the show, I just want, and speaking of politics, and I don't know if you'll take it this way, but I'll take it this way, maybe just because I used to live in the state. But I think it was a sign of nonpartisanship that the Republican governor of South Carolina allowed a native of South Carolina, Jesse Jackson, to lie in state this week in the South Carolina Capitol, especially after the request was revoked to lie in state in on Capitol Hill in DC. Do you think that's at least as volatile as things are? I mean, the South Carolina governor could have tried to block it, and he didn't.
This is what I think happened. All these people are in cahoots with each other. This is what I think happened. What's his name? The governor of South Carolina right now?
Henry McMaster.
McMaster. He should change. That's not good. He
sounds like Foghorn Leghorn. I'll say it like that.
Man, Mike Johnson called Henry McMaster up and said, "Look, listen, Henry, I'm not letting him come lay up in here. But
that's what you
need to. Yeah, you need to let him go down there. This is a compromise. Let him be down there." And he said, "You know what, Mike? I really don't give a doggone. We'll let him come on. We'll let him come on." and so I think it's, but to backtrack though, I think it's crazy that they didn't let him go to the national capital in DC, especially when others have, for example, the gentleman who was assassinated last year, they lowered the flag, have staff for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they should have done something. This is like Jesse Jackson's son said, that literally, like no jiving. Literally, the King of England put out a statement about Jesse Jackson passing away. Somebody like that, how could you deny a request for him to lie in state at the Capitol? This was if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong. This was the first African American to become a major party's candidate in a presidential election. So what I'm saying is, this is national history. Like the person he was literally up there on the platform with Dr. King when he got assassinated.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about Joe Blow off the street. We're talking about somebody who, up until Trump, had interactions with every United States president, both Democrat and Republican. So I just think it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. But well, that's all the time we have. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.